So today in class 8 chemistry we will start with the compound, their characteristics, and also how these compound form, and also different examples of different compound, and what are the different element found in case of compound. Here we will see different charts also. So let's start with the compound, its characteristics, and actually how we can write the formula of compound.
So today we will starts with the compound, that is you already studied the element. Now the chemical substance formed when two or more atoms of a different element combine chemically in a fixed proportion is called compound. A compound is made up of mainly molecules of same kind, and it is actually, if we see properly, then example, water contains only one kind of molecule, that is water molecule. If we see other example, that is carbon dioxide, salt, sugar, these all are the compounds. Now move on to the characteristics of compound. If we see that compound are pure substances formed when two or more atoms of different element combine together chemically in a fixed proportion. The properties of compound are different from the properties of their constituent elements. Compound exhibit their own physical and chemical properties. Compound can be separated into their individual component by chemical methods. Now move on to the another thing, that is called the representation of compound. As we represent the element by their chemical symbol, compounds can be represented by the chemical formula. Chemical formula is the representation of compound using the symbols of its constituent elements. If we see the symbolic representation of composition of chemical compound is known as its chemical formula. Chemical formula exhibits the different element present in a molecule of a compound and the number of atom of each combining or constituent element it contains. Example, if you see that carbon dioxide, that is CO2, they indicate that molecules of CO2 constitute of one atom of carbon and two atoms of oxygen. So we can easily write the chemical formula of compound according to the symbols and valencies of the atom of different elements. Like if we see the following step, that the symbol and elements of radical ion that form the compound, the metallic part of the compound, that is positive ion, should always be written first, followed by the non-metallic part, negative ion. Uh, that is the next one is the right. We should write their valencies on top of their symbols as superscript. If the valencies are identical, we would cancel the valencies. If the valencies are different, then interchange valencies with respect to the symbol by making arrows and write them as subscript. Simply the formula by dividing the valencies by common factor if divisible. If compound contains compound radical, then the radical are enclosed in bracket and number is written outside the bracket as a subscript. For instance, the valency of magnesium, if we see that Mg plus 2, and that is with nitrate NO3 minus 1, that is a 1, that is a chemical formula. If we see that MgNO3 whole twice, the valency 1 need not be written in the final formula. So if we see these steps, here also we have some implementation of that, that how we can write the formula of some maybe chloride, oxide, sulfides also, like that we interchange the their valencies, and also formula by which we can actually explain how the compound can be constituted with their valencies, and also the constituent elements of the particular um, compound. So today up to that, next we will start with another topic.